Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to my friends who joined from different places. So today, um, I think this is sort of even we are testing this LinkedIn live. So if any technical glitches are there, so I sincerely apologize for that. But still, so let me try to share some of my thoughts on Bharat 2047 and the new industries, new businesses in the digital age. So, June 2023 at Delhi, my book on Bharat 2047 vision got unveiled by Dr. Lieutenant General Rajesh Pant. He is also National Cybersecurity Coordinator for Prime Minister Office, India. So, since that time, I have been advocating what is Bharat 2047, how India and Bharat are entirely different, and what we need to do from India to Bharat, and what we need to focus as far as the new industries and new businesses are concerned as a country, so that by 2047, that means the 100 years after independence, we can really reach a status of a super developed nation. I think that's what I am trying to share a few of my thoughts here. So the first thing is, if you look at India today, um, we have done fabulous job in the last 75 years after independence in different sectors, but still a long way to go. Some of the examples I would like to give you, for example, if you take Human Development Index, we are 130 out of 191 countries. Global Hunger Index, it is 101 out of 121 countries assessed. Ease of Doing Business Index by World Bank, we are at 63 out of 190 countries assessed. Global Innovation Index, GAI, we are at 46 out of 132 countries assessed. Logistic performance, long way to go, of course. So 40 out of 160 countries assessed. Then the Happiness Index, 136 out of 150 countries assessed. So what does it mean? Lot of effort, the policy interventions, and new age technologies, new age leadership, even at the government side, bureaucratic officers side, and all needs to be improved. Then only India really can improve and get a status of super developed nation by 2047. Okay, this is what India today. But let me share some of my thoughts on what is Bharat, or what was Bharat precisely. The Bharat, that is a very distinct identity, which has a distinct identity beyond India. So we invented zero, and we invented the decimal system, and we were the pioneers in iron smelting technology. Ayurveda is born from us. Plastic surgery, concept of anu, that is the atom, yoga, then cotton cultivation, irrigation systems, iron plowshare, trigonometry, university, Nalanda, Takshashila, then the buttons, game of chess, Ardhashastra, Kamasastra, what not. All these things emerged from Bharat, maybe thousands of years back. Why it happened, it's, I think, a question which we all need to ask ourselves. So there is a need for us again to get into the invention zone, not just simply the innovation zone. Innovation is just simply, I think, somebody invented and we are trying to derive a value from that. But India has a lot of potential to become inventor. That's why I call it as Bharat. I think we need to go back to our past, which is our future. So, with that note, India to Bharat, it is a long journey, and to get into the superpower status. What does it mean? The fusion of technologies is the turning point in my view. Okay, I already mentioned we have to move from India to Bharat, But what is so different we can bring in? The difference here is we have to leverage the power of fusion of technologies. The fusion, the convergence of technologies is becoming a turning point today for most of the nations in the world. India can really leverage that, and it can transform itself to the super developed nation by 2047. Technology is no longer an enabler, and it has become the driving force today. So, India must focus on nurturing the new and unimaginable capabilities which did not exist. And these new capabilities emerged only because of the convergence of different technologies. Now, I call it as a technology sangamam. This technology sangamam is the only way India can become the super developed nation. If you talk about individual technologies, no use. It's like an individual musical instrument. So we need something like an orchestrator who can use all these technologies and the fusion of these technologies to bring the new capabilities to prepare India. Okay, that's the whole, I think, the concept of Bharat 2047, how the fusion of multiple technologies give you new and unimaginable capabilities that will help India to become Bharat. I call it as technology sangama. That means what? Information technology, operational technologies, communication and collaboration technologies, biotechnologies, or advanced material science technologies. All these technologies are now coming together. They're talking to each other. Unlike in the past, they're not siloed because of the internet or IPv6, whatever. I'm not getting into these details, but the key important point is the convergence and fusion of these multiple technologies is going to change the fate of India and move to Bharat. I call this convergence as a modern cyber system. Okay, so this is a modern cyber system is the key engine, a catalyst for India to become Bharat. So, what are the modern cyber system? If you look at the information technology I talk about, like mobile analytics, cloud, then edge computing, blockchain, AI, ML, learning, digital twins, cyber security, geospatial, user experience technologies. Maybe a few years later, quantum computing, nanotechnology, and again, brain computer interface after probably 10 years, we will see more results. So, this is all the information technology. Then, when it comes to the communication and collaboration technologies, you have IPv6, 5G, 6G, the short range networks, then unified communication, social media, AR, augmented reality, virtual reality, metaverse. All these things comes under communication and collaboration technologies. When it comes to operational technologies, Internet of Things, 3D printing, unmanned vehicles, robotics, utility scale storage and renewable energy. Because when renewable energy, when there is a too much sunny weather, then you can have more energy. So that's the reason you have to store that. Whatever you generate from the wind or the sun, you have to store. That's where the technologies are coming to store that type of energy. Then biotechnology is going to become very prominent. It is a DNA sequencing. You can repair the inherited problems even at the younger age by having that DNA sequencing. Then fermentation technology, genetic engineering, DNA data storage, and disordered proteins, tissue engineering, so on and so forth. Then materials are going to change the world. So the advanced material technology is also going to change the world, like biomaterials technologies, then composite material technologies, and smarter fertilizers, electronics and photonic materials and all. So when all these technologies are talking each other and the convergence happen, the sangamam happen, then it is a modern cyber system and unimaginable new capabilities getting emerged with this modern cyber system. Okay, what are those capabilities? I've been talking about the unimaginable new capabilities with modern cyber system. So, one is the real time contextual communication and collaboration. Today, you can communicate with anyone from anywhere, anytime using any device, which is the greatest possibility, right? That will change so many things. You can build a boundaryless countries and boundaryless, of course, virtually. Then, omnipresent and immersive experiences. You can create some imaginary worlds which doesn't exist like in metaverse. So you can do a lot of new industries and businesses in that immersive experiences world. And the emergence of digital workers, which is a new capability. It could be chatbots, it could be bots, robots, and smart things. So like self-driving cars and all. That means all these things called digital workers. The human workers and digital workers work together. This is a new capability India has to build now. You cannot completely depend on human workforce. You have to build the digital workforce. You have to define the policies. Okay, then you can build decentralized autonomous organization. More and more the operations, even to implement any policies, to implement any contractual clauses and all, you don't need to really have the people to approve within your organization with hierarchies. You can have, for example, blockchain smart contracts and artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all. So everything is becoming nearly autonomous. If you go to the shop floor in some of the countries like China, 90% of the human workforce is removed, and robotics are doing the complete production. That is autonomous. Okay, so that's the capability what India has to focus. Then human intelligence is fine, but how do you augment that human intelligence with artificial intelligence and machine learning, deep learning, is another important capability what India has to acquire. The other important capability is, can you predict the future? Yes, today you can predict the future with the data available from different sources. It could be machines or social media or telephone records or from the systems. So many sources are there, right? So you can predict the future, and also you can also get automatic recommendations. It's not only just predicting, okay, there is something, a disaster is going to happen. There is a great prediction, you got it through different systems, and the system also recommend, okay, what you have to do when this disaster is going to happen. So that is a capability we have to acquire as a country, predicting the future and also getting automatic recommendations. Then efficient urban living is possible with these new technologies. Precision agriculture is possible. Then personalized medicine and preventive care is possible. Manufacturing is getting revolutionized. For example, if you take till now, we have done manufacturing in one way, but additive manufacturing, 3D printing manufacturing is going to change the complete manufacturing. Of course, twins and IoT. I think India has a lot of potential to revolutionize the manufacturing by gaining the new capabilities. Another area where India has to acquire new capabilities, automated transportation and logistics, which is the most critical thing for India to become Bharat. Even in Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have one of the pillars is the supply chain. So the transportation, whether bullet trains or hyperloop or flying cars and all, I think we have to start from now. The design, the architecture, and it may take 25 years for us to get there. Already, some of the countries started this. Then most important thing is the supercomputing power is required if you want to leverage these technologies. I think this is what the new capabilities what are getting emerged with the fusion of technologies. India has to build, nurture these new capabilities to become Bharat. If you are not putting any focus, if the government is not focusing on building these new capabilities, if the private organizations are not building these capabilities, if the policymakers don't understand the power of convergence of technologies and what new solutions to be designed, what new policies needs to be introduced, if they don't have the clarity, then it will be difficult for us to move from India to Bharat. Okay. So, with this modern cyber system, I would like to introduce three things. You already understand, I talk about the technology sangamam, and that is called modern cyber system, and what new capabilities emerged. And with that new capabilities, the world is changing. Most of the countries already started. They started talking about something called a new economy, that is called digital economy. And the new revolution, that is fourth industrial revolution, probably started in 2010 or 11. Now we are in the fifth industrial revolution. By 2047, I expect two more industrial revolutions may happen. That means sixth and seventh. Yeah, this is a guesstimate, but still India has to be ready for fifth, sixth and seventh industrial revolution starting from today. And there is another ism, that is called hyper connectivism. So, with this modern cyber system, the troika of modern cyber system, one is new economy, that is digital economy. Bharat, India has to understand the dynamics of how the digital economy is different from the past economies, service economy, industrial economy, agriculture economy. Okay, so I think this is very important for Bharat to understand and prepare for the digital economy. Next is Bharat has to be ready for fifth, sixth, and seventh industrial revolutions. And Bharat, India today, has to be ready to align with hyper connectivism. Let me explain what does it mean. When you talk about digital economy, till now we have been talking about physical infrastructure, public goods, and all. Now we have to look at how the economy is going to change. Okay, let us look at the people today, the customers, the citizens, they consume, right? How they consume, they go to the shops, they go to the retail stores or something like that. But of course they already started nowadays, some of these platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, and all. But more and more the consumption of the goods and services will happen through digital platforms and digital marketplaces. So India has to master in digital platforms and digital marketplaces. I'm sure Mr. Nandan Nilken is already working on that. So this is very, very critical for us because the consumption of goods and services, while the physical goods may be delivered to the home, but more and more the people spend time on digital platforms and digital marketplaces rather going to the physical retail store. So consumption happens through platforms and digital marketplaces. Then governments have to invest on not limiting to the existing physical infrastructure and public goods. They have to start investing in digital public infrastructure and digital public goods. Recently, Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi announced about the Global Digital Public Infrastructure Library. So that means the digital infrastructure or digital public infrastructure means the communication networks. Of course, we already started. Unfortunately, it is going slow. 6 lakh villages are there in India, and 2.5 lakh villages needs to be connected through this fiber grid. That is a very, very important element for Bharat to become superpower. Unfortunately, we are not at there. Then we need to look at the digital governance platforms. We are out now, we have moved from e-governance. Probably already 20, 30 years we have been talking about electronic governance. Now we have to move to the digital governance, which is entirely different from the electronic governance. Then digital identification systems, then digital payment systems we already mastered, right? India has become a leader in that. Then data management and analytic infrastructure needs to be built by India. Cyber security frameworks, digital healthcare platforms, digital education platforms, smart city technology platforms. This is what India has to invest. It's not just simply the public infrastructure. What conventionally we built it is not enough. So we have to put a lot of energy and innovations in this digital public infrastructure. If you look at the public goods, I think there were so many public goods we built it, like parks or recreation things, roads and all, street lights. That means anybody can use it, nobody needs to pay for it. That's called public goods. But you need to also focus as a country on digital public goods. What are they? They are like open source software, open data, open standards, the APIs, the open artificial intelligence models, and the open content. This is called digital public goods. So government has to, I think, my only worry is, are these government officers understand this? It's not just simply focusing on the public infrastructure and public goods, which they have been doing for the last 75 years. But now they have been doing it, but is there any strategy? Is there any comprehensive approach for this digital public infrastructure and digital public goods? That's the government has to invest. Then private investments will happen in digital infrastructure. They might invest in digital products like automotive self-driving cars, or autonomous washing machines, or very smart air conditions, or smart TVs. There are so many digital products can be built. And digital services today, anywhere, anytime, using any device, you can provide even immersive experiences. The private industries needs to focus on that. And most importantly, the private organizations needs to invest on digital workers. That means the bots, the chatbots, the smart contracts of the blockchain, and the other robots and all, right? So I think this is very important. The private industries needs to invest. Then exports and imports, mostly around digital products, goods, services, and digital workers. So this is a new economy, the Bharat. That means the India today has to be ready. I call it as a digital economy. The digital economy is entirely different from the services economy and the industrial economy, which was there in the past. Now the industrial revolutions. As I mentioned, the technology sangamam, the fusion of technology, I call it as a modern cyber system. It is going to impact the industry that I think people called industry 4.0 in the past. Now it is industry 5.0. Then it is also going to impact the society. That means the education, the healthcare, the governance, the urbanization, citizen services, the public policies. So that is called society 5.0 today. So the modern cyber system is going to impact that. This is another important element of the technology driven industry revolutions. And the modern cyber system also will impact the enterprises, the businesses. That means they will change the business models. Airbnb had challenged the hotel industry, right? The Uber challenged the complete the taxi industry, right? So new business models, new services, new products, new processes, new operating models, everything is possible with modern cyber system. So that is a cyber enterprise system, cyber social systems, cyber physical systems. That means the industries and all. And most important thing is cyber biological systems. Even the modern cyber system, the technology sangamam is going to impact the human body and human brain, going to repair so many loopholes in the human body. So this is the tech driven industrial revolution what India needs to be ready to avoid lagging behind other countries. So I spoke about digital economy, then I talk about the industry 5.0, tomorrow it is 6.0, 7.0, society 5.0, 6.0, 7.0, enterprises 6.0, 7.0, and biology 5.0, 6.0, 7.0. So I think we have to understand this context. We have to understand the challenges involved by to incorporate this modern cyber system to build these new systems in this new technology-driven industrial revolution. So next is the new ism. I thought about the troika of modern cyber system. I talk about the new vision, new ism. That means the people are connected in real time, right? Today we are able to connect with anywhere in the world through social media or collaboration systems like telepresence or video conferencing, and metaverse also coming to picture now. So people to people are getting connected in real time. It's not only people and things are getting connected in real time. I can talk to air conditioner machine through my mobile phone in real time. I can talk to my car. So people and things are getting connected. Then things to things are getting connected. That means the machines and machines are talking, cars and cars are talking. This is called hyperconnectivism. So, for India to become Bharat, it has to understand the nuances of what is the digital economy, what are the new industrial revolutions India needs to be ready, the fifth, sixth, and seventh industrial revolutions, and what is nothing but this hyperconnectivism, and how you can leverage this people to people connection in real time, people to things connection in real time, and people to things to things connection in real time. This is called newism. Okay. So with that note, what I am trying to define the soul of new Bharat, which I spoke um, earlier, that is the compassionate capitalism is a very, very important element of Bharat. When I spoke about the technology sangamam, or when I spoke about the technology convergence or modern cyber system, it is very important to build the soul of new Bharat. That means it's not just simply using the technologies and their capabilities and again negatively impacting the society, negatively impacting the environment, negatively impacting the human brains. So there must be a responsibility. That's where when I talk about new Bharat, India has to move to the Bharat, it must have a soul. What is that soul? There must be compassionate capitalism. The capitalism focused only on shareholders and customers mostly, but compassionate capitalism look at the society, the environment, not only just limiting to the shareholders. There is a responsibility. It's not just simply profits, also planet. Then biodiversity is very important. In the last whatever hundreds of years, with the many industrial revolutions happened, unfortunately impacted very negatively the complete biodiversity. Without biodiversity, the human existence will be challenged. So you must have the animals, you must have the insects, you must have the forest. So the biodiversity is very important. So the new Bharat will have this, and humanity is very very important. More and more and more, the humanity quotient is going down. The soul of new Bharat must have this humanity. And last but not least is, with globalization, most of the countries behaved irresponsibly by throwing their whatever the waste elements into neighboring countries or neighboring boundaries. That's not a responsible globalization. When we are growing, we also connecting with the global citizens and global industries. We must be responsible. So this is the soul of new Bharat, I call it. So which is a wealthy, healthy, blue, green, and compassionate Bharat. How it is possible? With the technology Sangamam, the modern cyber system, which I call it, with that only we can build new Bharat. Otherwise, very difficult for us if we move in a conventional manner. So, this is what I think I would like to set the context about the new Bharat. Now, let me conclude this session with what all the new industries and new businesses will emerge with this unimaginable new capabilities which I spoke. Okay, so the first one is, we all been living with something we experience, real estate. I'm sure in India, real estate means it is a lot of people purchase the homes and purchase the buildings, lands, and all. But today, one new industry is evolving which looks madness. Yes, what is that? Is a virtual reality, real estate industry. That means, if suppose I have a dream to work in the 100th floor at Manhattan, New York, in a great office, which I cannot afford today, for example, then what I have to do? I just create such type of a virtual office sitting at my home, and I wear probably a virtual reality or a augmented reality type devices, getting into that immersive world through maybe metaverse, and then I can create. So these things, now you have so many digital platforms are available for you to purchase this virtual reality real estate. So this is one industry. People may feel, what is the value of purchasing all these virtual reality real estate and all? Whether it is a value or whether it is an experience, we cannot avoid this. More and more, you will get into virtual reality real estate industry, the virtual spaces on metaverse like platforms, right? So you can create a stunning environments, and what you cannot afford physically, you want to have a 10,000 square feet or 30,000 square feet building, you want to have your home office exceptionally well, probably physically you may not build it, but you can build that as per your dream within the virtual world. You can wear the virtual reality, augmented reality instruments, and you can get into that virtual world and experience as if you are working in that immersive world. What is your dream, right? I think this is one industry is going to emerge. India, the Bharat should not ignore this, because you can become the global leader to create virtual reality real estate land bank or real estate buildings bank, where people can come and purchase, and the global citizens can come and purchase. It's not just only Indians, right? So this is one industry is going to come. Bharat needs to focus on that. The second important industry I foresee is the personalized bioprinting industry. You ask me whether all these things will happen here. No, I'm talking about 23 to 24 years journey from now, Bharat 2047. But if you don't start that journey today, again you will miss the bus. We already missed the bus in fourth industrial revolution, and now we are in the fifth industrial revolution, still lagging behind. So we have to wake up and ensure that the personalized bioprinting industry also we can build. Like, you can bioprint, technology can be used to print some of the organs or tissues, and that would revolutionize the transplantations. So Bharat can become leader in this bioprinting industry. Even you can tailor your nutrition with this biometric. I'm sure you know some of the places they are already printing that meat from the stem cells of the animals. You don't need to kill the animals. You can create the meat without killing the animals. So that is the greatest part of this bioprinting industry, right? So that is another important industry what we need to focus. The next one is quantum computing. The amount of power you get it, the computing power you get it from the classic computers what we are operating, very minuscule. With the quantum computing and the services industry, India should become the leader in the quantum computing services industry, and it will be able to solve so many unsolved problems in the material science, drug discoveries, and financial modeling, the climate change predictions. Those are all very difficult if you want to just use the existing computing power. So only quantum computing can help you to resolve those very complex problems. Maybe the drug discovery happening today, maybe 7 years, 6 years might happen within 1 year. I think that is the industry what has to build with this quantum services industry. And there are so many new materials are evolving, right? With the existing materials we cannot become the leader. There are so many new materials, the permutations, the combinations, and the simulations, the modelings cannot be done with the existing classical computers. You have to have the quantum computers. That's where India needs to establish the leadership in that industry. Next, other important thing, all over the world, the next industry which will emerge as a brain computer interface industry. All over the world, I'm sure you might understand, 70% of the people in the western countries probably using the chemicals to live peacefully because they have mental illness, psychological disorders. So more and more these disorders goes up because of so many reasons. So the brain computer interface industry will play a very vital role. We need to build and manufacture some of the devices which can really people wear, and the brains can be repaired with those devices with the electrical pulses, modulation and all. Some of the mental illness, even the physical disabilities where brain is not able to communicate with any organ, then with this brain computer interface the brain can communicate and people can walk, people can see. I think this is what unlocking the potential of brain computer interface, and Bharat needs to focus on this to bring a lot of inventions and innovations to become a super developed nation by 2047. The next industry, everybody's talking about robotics, but within 25 years, my guess is robots also become sentient. That means, if not at the level of human beings, they can sense, they can get the emotions, and they become completely autonomous. You imagine autonomous sentient robots industry if you build in India, then what happens? These robots with advanced AI capabilities and the sentience on par with, or at least nearer to the human level of intelligence. What will happen then? We don't need human beings to perform so many tasks what we have been doing. Even today, some of the robots and chatbots and all replacing the human, some of the rudimentary tasks. But later, in the next 25 years, human, the creative, the intelligent works also might be done by these robotics. I think we have to, it's not just simply, for example, we claim ourselves we are giving the global workforce in the IT industry. Then can I give the robotic workforce from India, made in India robots are highly powerful, highly intelligent, and the made in India robots will become the global workforce. We can export them. Why not we invest on building the robotics industry, which becomes the future workforce, which is very, very important for us to become Bharat from India. The next is space tourism. Elon Musk is spending a lot of money there, and we have our ISRO. We have done Mangalyaan with $70 million, and we can do probably one tenth of the cost of these Western countries. The space tourism is another potential industry in the next 25 years. By 2047, I think we should be in a position to have the reusable spacecrafts where people can just getting into those spacecrafts like elevators, go to Mars, spend some time there, and come back. I think ISRO has a lot of potential. This is another industry what Bharat India needs to invest. Next is the robotic services, the concierge services industry, like whether it is in the hotels or restaurants or any other places, you can have the robots to serve you. And the hospitality industry will change, and that is a new industry you can really build it, which already started very rudimentary level, but we can really look at how robots play a very critical role in the hospitality industry. Next is immersive entertainment industry. There are two important things what India can really focus here. One is, can we build a tech parks where, I think 10 years back, no, 8 years back, I was talking to one of my friends. Um, we were talking about Ramoji Film City. Why not Ramoji Film City build a tech city where it is an exactly like Hastinapur, Mahabharat, where when I enter into that city, tech city, with my whatever virtual reality or augmented reality devices, I can see Lord Sri Krishna. I can greet him. I can talk to him. I love senior NTR, who is a Telugu superstar in the past. Okay, probably in the shape of senior NTR, I am looking at, and when I enter into the tech city, it is looks like Hastinapur, where you have a Lord Sri Krishna, and you will have Karna, you will have Duryodhan, you will have Dharmaraj, you will have Arjuna, and all guys are there. They're all, I think, created virtually, and their avatars are there. It looks like physical, but when you are wearing and getting into that environment, you can interact with them. You feel as if you were in Hastinapur, right? I think such type of virtual and physical worlds integration happens more and more. The global tourists have to come to such type of why we need to go to Disneyland today. I can bring it to Ramoji Film City when I have such type of immersive experience. Physical and digital worlds are combined, right? I think that's where I think the immersive entertainment industry is going to rock the world. Bharat can really focus on that. The next important thing is virtual retail industry. This is again another madness which I spoke about. Virtual real estate. Now you look at virtual retail. I'm sure you know that in the metaverse there are so many brands are coming. Nike, global brand. Why not India create global brands in the metaverse platforms, and which the global citizens can come and purchase with these non-fungible tokens? So why Nike has come from Western world? Why not I have the Bharat made in Bharat brands which are virtual, available in metaverse? Global citizens can purchase them, and we will have probably hundreds of global brands in metaverse platform. If that is a retail industry, people can purchase. That also can contribute to the economy. Then the last two industries which I foresee are, one is robotic sports. Today people are mad about IPL, but tomorrow you imagine you will have only robots are playing, or robots and humans are playing. Today there are some fake videos have come, but that is going to become a reality probably in the next 25 years. The cricket match between the robots and the cricket match between the robots and humans, or robots and robots. The franchises probably will have the robots, right? So which robot has the more power, probably they will win. So robotic sports industry is going to take over the world, and we need to really look at how we can incorporate such type of things now. Most importantly, the last but not least industry which I would like to emphasize is the cognitive transportation industry. What is that? Transportation industry means the integrative, the cognitive science and AI to transform complete transportation. That means personalizing my transportation or travel experiences with autonomous vehicles. No human beings will be there, and it understands the weather, it understands my travel pattern, and it will suggest what is the best suitable transportation at that moment of time. That means human centric transportation is going to become a norm. And smart traffic management is very important. You will have the ATRs not limiting to the aircrafts or helicopters, choppers. Now you have to design the ATR for the flying cars and other flying vehicles, and you have to design the infrastructure and roads for the autonomous vehicles, right? I think that's where the transportation industry we have to really nurture, and also we have to build the inventions. All these things, when I said industry, it has to help us to build within India, and also we have to reach the level of exports. Then only Bharat will become a superpower nation. Okay, so with that note, I would like to summarize today's session with, India is different from Bharat. Bharat was great. We invented. We were the inventors. But now we are not the inventors, we are the innovators. So we have to move from this innovation zone to invention zone. But how it is possible, we were not able to do in the last 75 years. Yes, we can do with the technology sangamam. That means IT, information technology, biotechnology, advanced and material science technologies, operational technologies, communication technologies, collaboration technologies. Now all these technologies are talking each other. When you have this fusion, that is called a modern cyber system, you get so many new capabilities which we never imagined. With those new capabilities, You have to ensure you will invest on new industries which even doesn't exist today, and prepare for Bharat 2047. Thank you so much.